The Chitrik Academy is dedicated in loving memory of Rabbi Tzvi Hirsh Chitrik.
Welcome to today's lesson. Today we are going to learn from the Itmar of Yehuda over here, and we're going to go to around Masad Reb Kahana over here. In our previous lesson, we learned of a case of two people, Reuven and Shimon, that each owned a field, and they shared a well that was between the two fields. And the way they worked it out, there was not enough water in the well to water both fields every single day. So the agreement that they had arranged was that every day a different person would take water to water his field. One day was Reuven, and one day was Shimon. One day, Reuven took the water even though it was Shimon's day. It was Shimon's day to water his field, and Reuven went ahead and took the water. So Shimon was upset, told Reuven to stop, but Reuven did not listen. So Shimon took a shovel and hit Reuven with it. So Reb Chizda has sent a letter to Reb Nachman asking him if it was correct what Shimon did, or does he need to pay a knas? So Reb Nachman answered him that not only was Shimon correct to hit him, even just once, but Shimon would have the right to hit him as many times as he wanted to in order to get Reuven to stop. So we had mentioned, Reb Nachman had said, that there is a machlokes. There's one opinion, which is Reb Nachman, who holds that if a person knows the halacha to a certain case, he's allowed to take the law into his own hands. It's called Avid Inish Dina Lenafshei. Let's write this down. Avid Inish, a person is allowed to do, he's allowed to take the law into his own hands. Then there's another opinion, which is Rabbi Yehuda, who says that no, Loi Avid Inish, a person, even though they know what the halacha is, they are not allowed to take the law into their own hands, and they must come to Bezdin. So these are the two opinions. Rabbi Yehuda says, Loi Avid Inish, a person is not allowed to just do the law himself, he must go to Bezdin. And Rabbi Nachman says, Avid Inish, a person may take the law into his own hands. This is what we're going to learn about in today's Gemara. Let's return to the Gemara. The Itmar, because it was said, we learned, Rabbi Yehuda Amar, Rabbi Yehuda says, Loi Avid Inish Dina Lenafshei, a person should not do, Loi Avid Inish, a person, Inish is a person, should not do the din by himself. However, Reb Nachman Amar, Reb Nachman says that no, Avid Inish Dina Lenafshei, a person is allowed to take the law into his own hand, which means that if a person knows what the halacha is, he is allowed to do the halacha and do what is right. This is the machlokes between Rabbi Yehuda and Reb Nachman. Now the Gemara is going to explain. When are they arguing? So the Gemara says, Heicha di'ika pseida, where the second person, for example, let's go to our board. In the case where Shimon would lose out money if he has to go to Bezdin, for example, Shimon's field needs to be watered that day, otherwise it would be dried out. So if he waits to go to Bezdin to convince Reuven to stop watering, taking all the water, by the time he gets back, all the water will be gone, and his field will be destroyed. So in such a case, both Reb Nachman and Reb Yehuda will agree that Avid Inish, a person is allowed to take the law into his own hands. Let's see this in the Gemara. Heicha de'ika pseida, where there is a loss, where if a person goes to Bezdin, he will lose money. Kulei alma, everyone holds. Loi puigi, they do not argue, and they all say, the Avid Inish Dina Lenafshei, that a person is allowed to take the law into his own hands. He's allowed to do the correct halacha and does not need to go to Bezdin because otherwise he will lose money. Kitligi, when do they argue? Heicha deleika pseida, in a case where they would not lose money. For example, if someone took something from another person, let's write this down. If we have two people, one person took something from another person. Let's say one person had a box, and this person took the box away from him. So either we could say that this person, let's call this person person 1, and this person is person 2. So we can say either person 2 can hurt this person and force him to give back his box, or person 2 needs to go to Bezdin. In both cases, person 2, unless it was something that he needed right away, unless it was something not very important in the box, so if something was not important in the box, so person 2 must go, so in such a case is the machlokes. According to Reb Nachman, he would say person 2 can right away, he knows what the halacha is, he knows that he has the right to take back his own box. So Reb Nachman would say person 2 can right away go to person 1 and force him to give back his box. Rabbi Yehuda says, being that there's no rush, person 2 is not going to lose out anything if he waits a little bit and goes to Bezdin before he, in order to get back his box. So therefore, Rabbi Yehuda would hold that loy avid inish, a person is not allowed to forcefully do what the halach is. Rather, he must go to Bezdin. So this is the case where they are arguing. This is what the Gemara explains. Let's read this inside. Keep the gi. When are they arguing? Heicha the lake up seda, in a case where there will not be a loss. Rabbi Yehuda Amar, Rabbi Yehuda will say, Lo yavid inish dinu nafshei, a person is not allowed to take the law into his own hands. Why? The kivan the lake of seda, being that there's no loss, lezo kame daina, let him go to the judge, let him go to the dain. This is what Rabbi Yehuda would say. Reb Nachman Amar, however, Reb Nachman would say, Avid inish dino anafshei, a person can take the law into his own hands. The kivan the bedin avid, since he is acting according to halacha, it's not that a person does not know the halacha and therefore he should go to Bezdin. It's talking about a person, the bedin avid, he knows the halacha and he's doing the right thing. Lai tarach, we do not bother him and force him to go to Bezdin. So this is the machlokes between Rabbi Yehuda and Reb Nachman. Rabbi Yehuda says a person is not allowed to take the law in his own hands in a case where there is no loss. However, in a case where there would be a loss, for example, the field of Reuven and Shimon, then everyone would agree that Avid Inish, a person is allowed to take the law into their own hands.